Angus Young, how you doing?
Good, Becko.
The Offspring.
How's it going, Becko?
Dave Grohl, how you going, mate?
Good, man.
Pete, it's been a long time coming.
Oh, Becko, hasn't it indeed?
We go inside the dressing room, speak to the biggest names in music,
Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones.
and crack open their esky.
That's exactly how I imagine you, by the way, sitting opposite me with a vodka and orange.
You're a discerning chap. This is The Rider.
Hey, it's Becko. Welcome back to The Rider. Well, we've had Alice Cooper, Angus Young the last few weeks. Last week was Dave Graney from Dave Graney and the Coral Snakes. When I grew up, it was probably my first taste of real indie music, and it was great to have Dave and his wonderful wife, Claire Moore, and just one-on-one talking about his influences and also how he influenced me and my music taste as well. So if you missed that chat, go and catch up right now on Spotify or Apple. This week on The Rider, Davey Lane from UMI, his fourth record is out. Finally a party record. This track, very much influenced by Pink Floyd. There is Here's a DJ with Phil Jamieson from Greenspoon on backing vocals, but also you'll hear that there's some dark elements to this one as well. Finally, a party record, said very much tongue-in-cheek in many ways as well. It's out on vinyl right now and also digital. Davey Lane, here he is. Hey, Davey, how are you?
Hey, man, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Well, congratulations on the album, your fourth album, finally a party record. Said tongue-in-cheek, obviously, as well. There are some dark elements in here.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
Yeah. You had an interesting story about where you recorded it. So it was upstairs, like there was a bar or a pub downstairs, and...
Yeah, we recorded it. There's a pub in Collingwood called The Gem, which is a favourite pub. Been there for a long time. But a good friend of mine by the name of Rob Munoz, who is, he's been a mate of mine for ages, but he's been, we've been doing musical things together for a long time. And with this record, I wanted to, the two previous I'd kind of done pretty much on my own up until the mixing stage. So, but this time around, I just wanted to work with someone else and make it a bit more of a collaborative recording process, because I guess I wasn't really in the frame of mind to do everything as solitarily, if that's the word, as the last time. So so I did it upstairs at a pub, which made for, which has live bands on most nights of the week too. So that made for a sometimes it'd be like, okay, if they finish their first set, okay, cool, let's go for the fourth take. Okay, cool, go record. It was a really cool obviously dangerous in its own way, recording upstairs at a pub, but
certainly you haven't got far to get a whiskey or a beer or whatever, and also the noise factor, as you said.
And also as well, it's that if you're doing long days in there, you kind of go 3 p.m. It's all right. Well, and then it's like, it's like every day your justification for getting a fucking drink gets, winds back and back and...
Yeah. And was it an album where you had a deadline to keep to? Like was there someone else booked the studio afterwards, or did you have a bit of time to just see where...
Nah, fuck no. I mean, it was very much just kind of... And... because I'm busy doing other projects as well, and I'm always on tour doing, UMI stuff and other stuff as well. It was just kind of grabbing bits when we could. So it was kind of recorded over the space of almost a year, I think, really. Just grabbing time where I could, but that kind of suited the way that I go think about things creatively, because I like to take things away and have a think and ruminate on it and go, okay, oh fuck, well maybe I can do that better, or maybe I can fix this or fix that, which is good. Sometimes it's not good because you just end up chasing your tail. But when you've got working with someone else who's decisive and go, no, that's it, leave that, it's good as it is, or that's shit, do that again. It's good, but it was spread out over a bit of an extended period of time.
There's all those problems with, recording an album with a year or a year and a half, 2 years between the first track and the last track. Your direction might be completely different. Your headspace is obviously different, and the scene as well. That's why people who recorded all this music during COVID, they found it really hard to translate that 2 years or 3 years later.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And it's, funnily enough, a lot of the musical ideas that formed this record were born of the kind of COVID times as well. And there's nothing on the song really that pertains explicitly to that time. I mean, everybody wants, who wants to be fucking reminded of that, So
Yeah.
So,
but we all lived through it together, and that's the other thing is, we don't want to be reminded necessarily, but my God, we were all in the same boat for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's one song towards the end of the record called Remedies, which I wrote like right in the thick of one of those lockdowns, and it's more about kind of giving in to addictions and your justifications for, we talk about your justifications for being, whatever time it is that you can have a drink. And that song was written in the thick of that, and that's, and there's a real claustrophobia to that song, which I think, it's evocative for me, obviously, because I know exactly when and how it came about, but I think there is something there's something tight and jarring about that song that is evocative of that time, without talking about that.
We all just drank a lot. I mean, even if you were working an office job, working remotely, you had the coffee cup.
Yeah, and I was, whatever time the bottle shop shut, it's like, oh, I've only got 2 bottles of wine in the fridge. Maybe I need, and so, again, your justifications for at that time, it's just like, because what else is there? All you've got is fucking time. But thankfully, I did get something out of it. Thankfully,
Glad you did.
Yeah,
and because we're all sort of obviously feeling for the Oz music, people especially, because some had money coming in, but most didn't, and then also all the support crew and whatever definitely didn't.
Yeah, it was a real fucking drainer for especially people who rely on touring for to keep a roof over their heads. It was and it's not just artists, it's crew and people who work behind the scenes to get shows on the road.
I remember Gudinski was telling us at the time, he was like, it's going to be 5 years, and we were like, right. Fuck, really? And he was pretty much bang on. Yeah, he just thought it's not going to bounce back until at least 5 years. So you recorded this album, sort of obviously, between touring, and you and I have been touring pretty much constantly the entire time. Plus, you got your other stuff where you do the covers tours and whatever. I think I saw you do the White album, a few years ago, and there's been a few follow-ups since then as well.
Yeah, which I'm actually away doing that right now. Like I'm in Tweed Heads. We have a night off tonight, but we're doing Pink Floyd this year, so we're doing Wish You Were Here and Dark Side of the Moon,
right.
which is so much. I mean, it's so much fun. Like I'm like a pig in shit pretending to be David Gilmour every night, but I think it works in there are many levels to it. Like it's fun to do that, fun to enjoy music that you love playing with your mates, being able to play tour comfortably and play nice rooms to lots of people, and But for me, I see it's like that. Obviously you don't get the same creative reward that you get from doing your own stuff, but doing that kind of stuff helps to facilitate doing your own creative stuff, which is, for doing it at the level that I'm doing at is not really, it's not a business. It's not like it makes, I make money doing it. It's something that I do because it's a compulsion, and I feel like, I need to do it because I love music, and I want to put music out into the world. So.
Yeah, it's the same with the actors, the purists who do the odd TV commercial just to pay for their art, doing stage shows and whatever. It's the same thing,
Yeah, I can only speak for things in the kind of music world, that the stigma behind thing that was, I think, prevalent in the 90s of, like, if you had a song on an ad, you were selling out, man. Why are you selling out? Like, it's just like, whereas nowadays, it's just like, fuck, if you're a musician and you've got a song that keep your rent paid for a few months, then why not?
Yeah, but also some of the great songs that got onto a TV show or even made a TV ad, that made the song what it was, like I'm thinking about,
absolutely.
Black Keys have got on a couple of TV ads, and all of a sudden that's
they've got the 4-wheel drive market stitched up.
They do. Tell you what. The synth got did some heavy lifting in this album. Were you on the synth, or did you call someone else in, or Phil?
Yeah. I played all the synth stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's something that I've really embraced over the last few years, because through my 20s, I was such a dyed-in-the-wool indie rock guy, and it's just like, why would you fuck around with a synthesizer? Jesus Christ, that's naff. I guess the more you the wider you cast your musical net, the more you realise that, like, fuck this. Yeah, there's a lot of most of the music that I love, it was all about embracing that kind of stuff. So, and I got to a point, like, probably 12, 13 years ago, when I first started making my stuff under my own name, that was like, fuck, it's that synth that makes that sound that I love, and it's that synth that makes that sound that I love, and it's just like, bring it on, like, give me more of it. It
was bloody great, and also ballsy, to start off with, an instrumental at the top. I mean, that was cool, because you don't know what's coming, so you just press play and just sit back, and it was great.
Well, that's it. We kind of had when we were making the record, Rob, and he made a very good point. He was like, if people put on this record and hear this, like, weird instrumental at the start, they're going to be put off, or like. But I feel like if someone's gonna start listening to a record of mine, then they're gonna be up for whatever comes anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like my songs get added to all these playlists, or like get played on the radio heaps or anything like that, which is fine. And I have really realistic expectations for my own music, and it's a thing that comes up occasionally. It's like, you can do the thing that's going to make it the more poppy and the most appealing, but, like, you got to think about why you're doing it, and who you're trying to appeal to. And so, and if you make it a bit jarring and weird in spots, then and if that's who you are, then why the fuck not?
Well, the thing is too, I think most will obviously get it digitally, but many will go and buy the vinyl, and that's the whole thing. Is it's a cover to cover situation, and having an intro track is all part of the experience.
That's it, and that's one of the things I really love about. One of the things I love about making records is the sequencing of it, and going like, how is this going to wind from which song into which, and all that stuff. Yeah,
especially if you're on a road right now doing Pink Floyd gear. I mean, that was
exactly.
That's exactly how it was. And look, there was one track, Absent Lover. That was it. It was had to build
Yeah.
up, and it was run like hell without the guitars so much. It was
Ah.
bloody brilliant.
You're not the first person to make the run like, which is absolute. I will absolutely 100% like cop that one, because this run like hell is like, we're not playing it on this run, playing Pink Floyd stuff, but we did. But I mean, I've always loved that song, and it's just got that gallop to it, like and it's just that song, and there's nothing in that Absent Lover song that musically rips off Run Like Hell, but absolutely got the same kind of, it's the vibe, man.
Yeah, it's the vibe. But the thing is too, I mean, all artists are going to be inspired by other artists, and Paul Kelly's come out and said that plenty of times. He wrote some of his biggest hits after hearing Hoodoo Gurus.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And if anyone sits there po-faced going, I'm just trying to do something completely, utterly original, like they're just fucking lying to themselves. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, for me, it's like, I've always, first and foremost, before being a guitar player or a musician or a songwriter or whatever, like, I'm a music fan. Like, I love music, and if I immerse myself in an artist or a record, I do it completely, and it's gonna rub off. It's gonna come out.
Of course it will.
Right.
Of course it will. Were you actually listening to Pink Floyd or Hall & Oates or anything like that beforehand, or was it just naturally just you getting in the studio and it just comes out?
Yeah, not really. I mean, I guess that stuff is, that kind of music's always just swimming around in my head, and I guess over the years it's like, especially with that kind of like Hall & Oates style songwriting, that I've learned a bit more about over the last few years. And I've always been a bit like, if I love a song and it does something to me emotionally, or makes me excited, or sends a shiver down, quivers my loins, or whatever, I try and work out what it is about that song or that piece of music that makes me feel a certain way, and try and maybe not copy it, but try and apply that to what I do. Yeah.
It's so different, to your UMI stuff where you just rock out, and that's always going to happen when you get around certain people. Of course, you're gonna.
Oh, absolutely.
It's gonna be very different.
It is different, but it's all just a big musical melting pot at the end of the day.
Yeah. There's some dark sort of points in the album as well. The poet needs the pain, obviously, as I say, but I mean, is it something that you went out to try and do a bit of light and shade, or did it just sort of pop up and you go, you know what, I'm dealing with something here, I'm going to put this on paper and it might be good for the soul?
It's absolutely the latter one there. Like, I had a few years ago of going through like what was toxic relationship kind of stuff, and then there was breakup, and then there was like a pretty spectacular aftermath to that, so which sent me down a real like, fucking pretty like a bit of a mental hole.
Yeah, fair.
But a lot of it is, and that's the thing, I'm super grateful that I'm able to therapize or diarize my thoughts and my feelings into songs, because I do seek professional help for those kind of things, but to be able to kind of try and work it out yourself as well. And I guess it ties into the title of the record as well, like trying to make something that's a little bit joyous, but touches on some darkness, but has some optimism in there as well, I guess.
Are you actually tempted to send that person a link to the song when it comes out, or?
Oh, they've heard it.
Yeah, they've heard it.
Yeah, they've heard it.
A really brilliant album, though, and I went into it not sure what to expect, I guess. Like the album cover is brilliant as well. Like it sort of throws back to Rod Stewart disco, that kind of stuff,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very Atlantic Crossing.
And it is, and exactly. And who did the album cover, by the way? Is it a mate or someone you sort of?
It was a friend of mine. Yeah, a friend of mine, Cody, who's a tattoo artist who did the. I sent him the Rod Stewart Atlantic Crossing record because that's obviously the reference for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, something along these lines. And he basically he did this amazing kind of flat illustration of my head, and the body was pretty much the same as Rod Stewart's. And I was just like, oh look, I'm not really as skinny as Rod Stewart was back. Maybe I'm as skinny as he is now, but we kind of changed it around a little bit. But there's a Melbourne artist, Jim Grimwade, who does really excellent stuff, and I just sent him a couple of little references, and he just went to town and kind of made it a thing.
I'm really hoping, though, that when you open up the album cover, there's a photo of you wearing the green Speedos and a few pubes poking at the top, like in that famous photo with the model.
Yeah, I would not wish that upon my worst enemy.
Yeah.
Enemy.
Are you going to be touring with this, by the way? Is it something you're going to take on the road?
Yeah, well, I'm doing 3 shows at the end of the month.
Great.
It's just that it's Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. I'd love to be able to tour more interstate, but like I said, like for someone like myself who, independent artist who has a bit more of a niche kind of like reach and appeal, it's like touring's expensive, and when you want to do it properly, I as much as I love playing solo, I want to be able to bring my band and play, and give people the full experience.
Yeah.
And it's expensive, but I'm hoping to, we'll do these shows, and I'll keep chipping away, and hopefully we do more later in the year.
Yeah, it's quite a commitment when you're sort of expecting everyone to take a couple of months off and cover all the states and travel and hotels and whatever. But if you do 3 months,
it really stacks up if you're well established enough an artist that to be able to do that. That's absolutely sweet, and you have all the the infrastructure in place to make that work. But when you're kind of doing it at more of a cottage industry kind of level, it's expensive.
It's
but
tough.
you just do what you can.
I was going to ask you one more on the album. I think there was a track towards the end. I don't think it was the last track, but it was towards the end where you had the choir, the sort of the extra layers.
Yeah, right.
And is it true that you recorded that downstairs in the pub, doing a live show pretty much, and you did multiple takes just to get the timing right? And
that's right.
That's what you did.
Yeah. So it is the last song. There's a sing along chorus in the outro, and Rob, who I recorded with, had basically routed however 20 meters of cable downstairs to the pub, and hung some microphones up above, put 3 microphones up around the pub. And I did a little solo gig and played this new song, and had the words printed and put them up on the wall, and basically tried to get it in time with how the record was, and say, oh well, if you can, this is how it goes, can you sing along? And hope that everyone was lick it up enough to get into it. And yeah, so we did it once, and then it doesn't make for a great show. It was like, oh, actually, okay, now I need to stop. Can you do it again? And I did that another 2 times, and ended up getting 3 or 4 kind of takes, and then just put them all into the session, and lo and behold, we got a crowd of 200 people singing along to the song.
Hey, look, if 100 of them go and buy the album, just to sort of say, hey, I was on that track, you're already set for a chart.
That would be, exactly. That'd be golden.
And so Phil Jamieson also went on a couple of tracks as well.
Yeah, he sings on he sings on one of the songs. He's a DJ. Him and I were recording some demos of his back 18 months ago now, and yeah, I wanted to call and answer thing in that song, and Phil and I were Phil and I have obviously we've known each other forever, and like we write a lot together, and he was around, and he's got a great voice, and just wanted more than anything to have people that are really close to me, and people that I love, and people who are close to me through this fucking horrible time that inspired most of these songs a couple of years back. So, and he's one of them.
I put Grinspoon and UMI in the same sort of category of when you guys come to Sydney, I always go. I always make sure I'm free that night. And, I've seen UMI plenty of times. The only time I didn't see you where I could have, there was a UMI gig, I think almost 10 years ago now, and it was for the kids. Or it might have just been Tim solo. I can't remember, but I remember there was a show for the kiddies, and it's for the adults who grew up with UMI, and it was a kids show.
Yeah, we haven't done one with UMI. Like, is it like Small Fry Rock? Is that?
I think that rings a bell. I think it was like
that. I
And
did one with Tim last year at the Factory Theatre in Sydney, and it was so much fun.
I should have just gone, because I remember when it was announced, I had the publicist say, "Look, it's not a typical show you would expect. So, up to you."
Yeah. Yeah. I actually have asked the folks who run that show to do one myself at some point, because I've got a good arsenal of, I can play Octopus's Garden.
Yeah,
I can
of
play
course.
Yellow Submarine. Yeah, I did one with Tim last year, and it was a lot of fun. We're actually kind of like, we're getting to points in songs where there are kind of like cuss words, and I was kind of trying to clock where he was going to go to could be playing to a bunch of young'uns. So yeah, but it was a lot of fun.
Well, the adults will get it as well. And going back to Phil Jamieson as well, you guys are going to be on the road for the Grinspoon tour as well, doing a few shows. So
just one.
So is it Wollongong? I think it might be.
One night only. It Waves in Wollongong.
Yes, that's going to be great. Well, look, congratulations on the album, and
thank you so much.
It's your fourth album, and I just know everyone who gets it is going to love it, and they're going to go and get on vinyl just to take the whole experience in, because it's just a great throwback to the 70s, I reckon, and we bloody love it. So
totally, yeah.
Well, mate, Davey Lane,
thank you so much.
Thanks so much for your time, mate, and enjoy the rest of the tour you're on now. And I'll definitely be seeing you, doing these shows as well. So I can't wait.
Ripper. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate it.
Davey Lane, go and check out his new album. Finally, a party record. His fourth album, and he's got a few shows, Melbourne, Brisbane and Sydney as well, coming up at the back end of August. Davey Lane, what a dead set legend. If you haven't followed The Rider on Instagram, just go to @TheRiderPod. This is The Rider with Becko. We'll catch you back soon.